Well, hallelujah. How's everybody doing this morning? I got a little something I'd like to share with you. This morning I was just reading the word and praying, and I had this memory come to me about a time in my life some years ago when we had a series of storms come through our area that just flooded everyone. At one point, I had 2 feet of water covering my whole property, and it was still rising. We had been fighting water all day and all night. It was 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was spiritually and physically whooped. We had a commercial pump and 5 smaller pumps pumping water as fast as we could, and it was still overcoming the pumps. And at the peak of my discouragement, I walked away from my house out into the darkness, and I turned around looking at my home, and I said, Lord, I don't want water in my house, but if it gets in there and it destroys everything, I'm going to serve you no matter what. No matter how bad this gets, it doesn't matter to me. And I walked back in there and went back to work, and it wasn't a half an hour later, I went to check the water level, and it had been climbing all night. And I went kind of like this, and when I looked, it hadn't risen one little bit. It was holding at the same level. It was still an inch from coming in the house. And the rest of that night, it began to recede. By light, my porch, I could see the top of my porch again. So, we don't know what kind of season we're going to go through. We don't know what God's going to require us to walk through. But out of every season, the testimony can come forth. I have a testimony that came out of that ugly old season that I didn't want anything to do with. And you may be there right now, and you don't know what to do. Draw close to God. Draw close to Him that you might hear His word in the midst of your ugly season, whatever it might be. And let the testimony come forth. And when it does, don't forget it's not just yours. It's for everyone. So go out and tell anybody who'll listen your testimony and what God did in the middle of your storm. Anyways, love y'all. God bless.